breakfast video? Do you want to be in the breakfast video? Oh, she's standing dancing. You're a good girl.
Look, if your eye's twitching because you're taking Clen, then what you should take is you do a combination of GABA, taurine, and magnesium. You got her all riled up, that's why.
No, she was like that before
You asked her if she wanted to be in the video.
Okay, let me pick her up. I'll hold her. I sit on mom like this, okay? You want to be in the video? Okay. Yeah, my eye is driving me nuts.
Yeah, because Clen can actually decrease the levels of taurine in your body. So you want to supplement with it, because if you don't have enough taurine, you're going to start cramping.
Okay, you got to make me a drink. Make me a drink.
Some of the first signs, I'll make you one too.
I don't want greens. I already had greens.
I know. I'll make you a drink. Some of the first signs is that you start getting the eye twitches, or you might start getting like twitches in some of your muscles, or you might actually start to cramp. And that's first sign that you're deficient in taurine. You should take taurine with magnesium and GABA to also help with your neurotransmitters, because when you're on Clen and things like that, it can really increase your anxiety. And a lot of that is just because you're not getting so much of this GABA, this neurotransmitter GABA, which I think of it kind of like a blanket over your brain, where if there's a lot of electrical activity happening where you feel really anxious, you got tons and tons of thoughts, having a little bit of that GABA can kind of blanket that, so it just kind of relaxes some of that thought, some of those electrical pulses, they just slow down a little bit. So that's a good way to start your day, especially if you're taking Clen. That's usually when it's the most important. And then we got our greens, and we got our HD supplements here. So I'm doing some multi HD, and I'll just do one capsule of that, which is really good, just to get all the micronutrients in for the day. I'll do 3 of these. We got zinc as well. I'll do one of those in the morning, one of those at night. And then I've got D3. So we'll do 4,000 IUs of D3, which is two pills. And then we've got K2. Right there. PPC 157. KPV. Kidney HD. I take 3 of these. And then betaine HCl. Gets a full stack. And a couple things about that. Kidney HD, really, really good. This has a ton of antioxidants, and it's also got the astragalus, so it's going to really help with your kidney and blood pressure. And then the betaine I take, this is really good if you're eating a lot of protein, especially if you find that you have a hard time digesting protein, if you're bloated after you eat protein heavy meals. Like, I'm gonna have a bunch of beef right now, so with my first meal, 250 grams of beef, having a little bit of betaine is just gonna help to digest all that protein. And then I'm also having the cream of rice from Grindstone Blends. So right here, and we've got 120 grams of the cream of rice, 80 grams of berries, we've got 10 grams of honey, and then we've got also 15 grams of almond butter. And last thing I'm gonna put in there as well is that cinnamon right here. So, some people don't like cinnamon, but you know what? Organic Ceylon cinnamon has always been really good to me.
I put cinnamon in it already.
Yeah, but you know what? It's okay to put it.
Clearly, I made your meal.
Yeah, you did make me meals today. I really appreciate that. Because I had to go and get my my new aligners this morning for my teeth. So that's been going all right. I'm on my 4th tray, and then they gave me a couple more trays, so that'll carry me out for the rest of this month. And yeah, just kind of getting these teeth aligned and stuff. So it's been good. Okay, and then we've got Frank's on the beef. So we're gonna take that down now for meal 1. Then we're gonna clock in, punch in for work.
Stay in the same spot, but open it. It's okay if I film it opening because I might end up using the opening part, you know?
Okay.
Okay? And then you're gonna do like, just go like this, like, do. Okay, then you're gonna just be like, all you're gonna do is like lift it up.
Yeah.
Lift it up, look down.
Yeah.
Turn,
Yeah.
flex with your tricep. Yeah, there you go. Nice. And then you're gonna do, now I'll put the voice back in. Use code strong.
Oh.
Yeah, like just do your last, the outing be like something about use strong at Gen North.
Okay. Use code STRONG at gennorth.com to save big. Okay, so quick one because we gotta head off to the gym pretty soon. So pre-workout meal going down here. We got 260 grams of white rice, 260 grams of white fish. It's orange roughy, and then I've got 15 grams of olive oil. I'm gonna throw some hot sauce on there. We're gonna get this down now, and then in about 20 minutes or less, we're gonna be off to the gym. All right, here we are at the gym. We're training hammies today with Eric, and we're gonna focus first on doing some stiff leg deadlifts. Just prior to this, we warmed up with the adductor machine, but I figured, that wasn't really worth putting into the video. But what we're working on here, because I did have some issues with my hips and lower back, and I've always wanted to improve my hamstrings relative to my quads for the best look on stage. So I'm using this RDL here to really hit my hammies. And so what Eric has me doing is he's got my heels elevated slightly. And what he's trying to get me to do is to utilize my feet and keep my spine long. So I'm not actually just dropping it with my lower back. I'm having to actually move my hips around the weight instead of kind of just trying to pick the weight up and put the weight down. So I don't know if that explains it perfectly, but it did feel crazy. I don't remember how many reps we did here. It was probably 10 or 12. We did 2 sets, and those sets, they felt like my hamstrings were literally on fire. Then we moved on to the leg extension. This is the prime leg extension, which allows you to actually set the strength curve of the machine based on where you put that lever, that green lever on my right hand side. And so what you can do right now, it's on where it's heavier on the top of the movement. So as we lock out those quads, the weight gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And so we're focusing first here, getting 10 to 12 reps of the first top range of the motion. So that lockout and then halfway down, and really trying to lock out those legs to really fire that rectus femoris, that vastus lateralis, that sweep. And then what we do is we do a mechanical drop set. So with the top end range, we really do about half the stack, a relatively lightweight. But then when we do the bottom half range here, we load it up heavier. You can see I changed the lever. I put the lever in a different position, which is now going to make the weight stack heavier here at the bottom. And then it kind of drops off as I go up or as I go forward. So here we're really focusing on the stretch. So getting that sweep to really stretch, getting that VMO to really stretch the teardrop as well. The rectus femoris as well stays locked in. And we take this one, again, basically to failure, if not beyond failure here, because Eric had to help me with a few. We did 2 sets like that. And it was awesome. Okay. Then we worked on the machine, Nautilus machine here, the glute drive, the hip thrust. And this one is definitely very humbling. Eric's helping me here with my ankle and hip positioning. So I tend to be in an externally rotated position. Like my hips will be automatically externally rotated. So we need to incorporate more internal rotation. So he's helping me as I go down. I'm slightly internally rotating. And then as I come up, I'm slightly externally rotating. And that really, really feels good on the hips, the lower back, the glutes were on fire. And this one, yeah, it's humbling. Even with 2 plates, that was my working weight here. We did 10 to 12 reps. And it felt like it was going to be failure, because if I I think if I did another rep, I would have maybe had to use my back or, you know, something like that. So we're trying to make the last rep perfect. The first rep and the last rep should look basically the same. Okay, and then we worked on these walking lunges. Now, I've been loving these walking lunges, guys. So I've actually been dedicating myself to get good at these. So Benoit challenged me. Benoit Lapierre said, hey, listen, you want to be an athlete, you want to be a big bodybuilder, 300 pounds, but you don't want to do walking lunges? And I said, okay, I see what you're saying. You know, we can't avoid the hard work. We can't avoid the hard stuff, right? And so I feel like for me, especially because as you guys saw in my previous workouts for legs, a lot of the stuff, and even today, besides the RDLs and stuff, you know, mostly we're using machines. So we want to still incorporate some of that free weight movement stuff. These walking lunges are amazing for glutes, hamstrings, and quads. Like I said, I'm doing them twice a week, and my goal is to get really, really good at those and just work up and get stronger at those, just like everything else. And then the finisher for today, we just really focused here on doing a very light set of hammy curls. Actually, I believe we did 2 sets here, but they were just flushing out sets. So even though this is the failure set that I did very last, but it was a slow and controlled tempo. As you can see here, I'm really making sure that I'm not swinging, using my back, using my hips. I'm really trying to keep my upper quads locked into the pad, as opposed to just having my lower quad or like down near the knee, having a lot of pressure down there. I'm actually trying to keep a lot of pressure up near my upper quad and in my hip more. Thinking about that being like a preacher curl, almost like I would flex my quad to get the stretch on the hammy and then squeeze my hammy like I would my bicep on the way up. All right, so what I'm gonna do here, all right, so we're gonna take plane, and we're gonna go for 100 grams total. So what I like to do is I go 70 grams plain. One of my favorite things about the grindstone blends is how easy it is to make. So all you have to do is just, I add water, all right? So I try to make sure there's a good amount of water here, and then I'm gonna put that in the microwave for 4 minutes. All right, so while that's going, I'm also gonna be having some fish with this meal. So right here, I got some white fish. And we're gonna be doing 260 grams of white fish. Okay, 260, right on the dot. All right, 260 grams white fish. Pretty simple, but it gets the job done. I'm definitely eating more fish now because I find that it digests really well. I have no problem eating it. Like I said before, I'm using the orange roughy, which to me it just tastes good. So that's why I'm using orange roughy, because if you're eating a lot of fish and you're having a hard time getting it down, that's no fun. But when you actually enjoy the food you eat, it makes your dieting a lot easier. And also, if you're bulking, it makes it a lot easier to get a ton of food down if you enjoy all the food you eat. But same thing if you're cutting, because if you're cutting and you're eating a lot of boring and plain food, you might not be looking forward to your meals as much as if you were to dress them up a little bit, spice it up with some veggies. You can add spices, you can add 0-calorie sauces. You guys probably see me using Frank's Red Hot sauce on everything. To me, again, it just tastes good. And it's not adding any calories. It's only adding a little bit of sodium. So no big deal. But anyways, we're gonna get this meal going now. And so I'll show you guys as soon as it's done in the microwave. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys just how easy it is to mix this. So let's take a look. Just gonna go ahead, grab a spoon, and then look at that. So I haven't actually needed to mix it at all during the cooking process, and it comes out perfect. There's no clumps, guys. And so that's why I really like this stuff, right? Okay, so let's actually get this meal put together now. So we got our cream of rice, like I said, so easy to cook. Tastes amazing already as it is, but we're gonna make it just that much better by adding 10 grams of macadamia cashew butter. To be honest, normally we would just get the straight up macadamia nut butter, but it was out of stock. And so today we're just going in on that cashew macadamia nut butter. And then we're gonna hit it with 50 grams of mixed berries, frozen mixed berries. And so this is just strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries, and cherries. And then last but not least, guys, we're gonna be doing a little bit of that Manuka honey. And let me get you that money shot. Technically, it's not the money shot, it's the honey shot. There we go. Look at that. Talk about a drizzle, eh? So that's it, guys. 260 grams of white fish, 100 grams of cream of rice, 50 grams berries, 10 grams of honey, 10 grams of nut butter, and then of course, 2 caps of that Glyco HD.
Okay.
Look how aesthetic it is. Look at this meal right here. This is meal number 4. Beautiful, right? Look at this Frank's right here. Use code STRONG. Just kidding. I wish. Okay. So meal 4, we're gonna eat this, and then we're gonna go walk Layla. So what I've got here, 250 grams of white rice, 250 grams of chicken, 100 grams of veggies, it's like some arugula and some cherry tomatoes, and then 1 spoon of sauerkraut. And then I've also got 10 grams of olive oil and then the hot sauce. So it's gonna go down now. Let's see how it tastes. This is your chicken, so I wanna.
I made it.
Yeah. It's good.
Is there any left?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, we need turkey for the next meal.
Yeah, look at that. This is good. You know why it's good? Because it's my recipe.
Except with my sauce.
What did you
It
put?
looks so good. I put this Front Street instead of Frank's. Okay, look at Layla.
That's good.
What are you doing over there, good girl? She's on the couch.
Arugula.
Okay. Excuse me. Your shift is starting in the kitchen.
My shift is starting on 8
No,
wonders.
no. We need food.
Okay, fine.
I started the turkey, but we need you on the line. Like,
okay,
we need you on the line. We
line.
need our head chef.
Right. Kind of low on all of these, so.
Was that our last one?
Wow, there was like nothing left.
Is
Look at
that all
that.
that was in there? Are you sure there's not another one?
No.
Oh
So then
no.
we'll do green beans, and we'll do okra.
Why did we get frozen veggies?
Huh?
Why?
We ordered some from Bill, but we didn't get them.
No, but tell the people why we buy frozen veggies now.
Oh, we always get frozen veggies because if we get the fresh ones, they're either gonna go bad or just in general, it's not as good usually.
Yeah, and we're lazy to gut them up and wash them. We used to, but this year was the first time we did frozen, and it's way easier.
Yeah.
And they're honestly fresher.
But usually we do like the JW, either the frozen asparagus or like the frozen ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so
These
just
ones are
put this on the pan.
Wait, but aren't you gonna tell them how you spice it up?
I wasn't gonna spice this one too much. You want me to?
I like when you do the curry spices. Don't you like it?
All I use is this
So good.
from Walmart. Cool Runnings. Like most of these, unfortunately, the Cool Runnings, they have sugar and like vegetable oil and crap like that. But this one just says spices and dehydrated garlic, so good enough for me. The other ones you definitely have to read them. It will say sugar as like one of the first ingredients. So just sprinkle that on there. It's pretty basic, but it gives a little bit of flavor. Okay. And then that's basically what we're doing. We got the triple threat. It's always the triple threat. Potatoes, veggies, ground turkey.
Are you sure it's not ground chicken?
You tell me.
I'm just joking.
What did I say on the package?
It said turkey.
Turkey.
I'm gonna go check the garbage.
Did you know that I was born on Thanksgiving, so I'm a turkey?
Yeah, you said you're a big turkey.
Celery, this one's for you.
Okay. I don't want to chew it on the camera.
Meal 5. I forgot that it was beef. Beef and potatoes, not chicken or turkey for this meal. So I ended up just putting 50 grams of chicken and then 200 grams of beef. By the way, this isn't even beef. It's actually elk. So I forgot that too, but elk, 200 grams, chicken, 50 grams, 100 grams veggies, and then 250 grams of potatoes. Ketchup.
We're running low.
We're running low. A couple drops of Frank's on the meat. And then this one right here, Parmesan herb. That's the hack. That's the hack. Look at that.
Yum.
Wow, spun nicely. Check that out. Just kidding.
It's probably so hot.
Let's go play Overcooked.
You want to play?
Yeah.
Okay, let's play.
Look who's back. By popular request, the Anabolic chef is back in the kitchen. Head chef, Anabolic Strand. We're gonna be making some waffles today.
I didn't
These are
show.
my favorite meal. Waffles, grindstone blend waffles. So we got apple fritter, we got plain, but we also got the rice flour, which we're gonna use for our waffles today. So start that off. I'm just gonna be putting in 70 grams of the rice flour. Okay, we're gonna do that. So we're gonna make sure to add all of our dry ingredients first. Magic baking powder. I've got half a teaspoon here, so I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon. And then we're gonna add in our cinnamon. Good amount of cinnamon. Gonna add in some salt. Good amount of salt. Okay, then we're gonna add in our wet ingredients. I've got this unsweetened almond milk. So we're gonna add in about half a cup there. Okay. And then just for a little bit of flavor, we're gonna add in some Steve's sugar-free maple syrup. Just a splash. Just like that. Right? Scale says 222. So you know that's the right formula. Now we're gonna blend this up.
Are you gonna say that or no? Are you gonna hide that?
I'm gonna hide it, but I'll make the sludge after and then put crazy. Okay?
Okay. Did you spray the pan?
Yeah, so can you see good from over here?
It's so dirty with this thing.
Okay, can you come over here? Complain about it being dirty, complain about having it over here.
gotta do something about that dirtiness. Get an angle right here.
Angle. Look at that. Ready? How many do you think we're gonna make out of this?
Probably one.
Might be two, actually, honestly.
Show you guys when we're done.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna be making two. Okay, check those out. What do you think about that? Made three.
I hope you're gonna give me a bite.
Three mini waffles. And then we're gonna make our sludge here. A little water.
Uh-oh, did you do too much water?
No, it's not enough. A little bit more.
Did you flavor the? Oh yeah, you put syrup.
A little bit, yeah. And we got 2 scoops of the Pro HD here as well. And we're gonna be just putting that right on top.
Is that one your favorite, the Pro HD?
It is my favorite, but I think if I was gonna pick a flavor for this one, best flavor would be maple and waffle. But all we have is vanilla.
Oh my god, I want to lick that spoon.
Okay, I'll give you a small lick.
Oh yes.
With a little
Oh
bite.
wow.
Yeah, it's great.
It's good?
Mhm. Was that my bite?
Yeah. It's good. Okay, but we're not done. We're gonna finish this bad boy off with a little bit of nut butter. Okay. 15 grams. Right there. Good. That's the best. Okay. So that's the waffle. Anabolic waffle. Just make it look more aesthetic. And there it is. Last meal of the day right here. So totaling 70 grams of cream of rice, 60 grams of whey protein, 15 grams of nut butter, and then some of that other stuff, a little bit of the milk and stuff, all right? So that's it for today, guys. That's 12 weeks out, day of eating, to get shredded, but stay huge at the same time. A lot of protein, a lot of food, but we're just gonna keep it moving, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment below what you want to see in the next video. I'm gonna go eat this, and I'll see you in the next one.